Straight ahead on 12 News, no wedding planner needed. The Crystal couple who took advantage of a unique opportunity. Plus, lots of sugar and a pinch of spice. The Valentine's hotspot winning lots of hearts. But first,
all we're asking is a fair exchange for what the community is investing in them.
The large Brooklyn Park investment that some say is not on target. 12 News starts right now. Some Brooklyn Park residents say the city is in a one-way relationship with Target. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alexandra Renslow.
And I'm Mike Johnson. Those residents want Target to compensate Brooklyn Park taxpayers for the subsidy Target received to expand its northern campus. Renee Bonneau has more.
As construction continues on Target's northern campus,
we're here today to hold the city of Brooklyn Park accountable.
Some Brooklyn Park residents wonder how their interests factor into the expansion.
Target have agreed to provide housing for us. They've agreed to provide jobs, and up to now, we have not seen any of these things.
In a news conference Thursday, a group called the Northwest Community Collaborative said it wants a fair exchange from Target for money it received from the city. Brooklyn Park agreed to provide a $2 million tax subsidy for the company to build 2 new buildings on the northern campus.
Community development should not just be looked at as a brick and mortar type of development. It's about developing the community, the people. How do we develop the current residents in Brooklyn Park who are offering Target the tax abatement? By providing them with livable jobs.
The agreement between Target and the city stated Target would provide a number of jobs, but most of the roughly 3,000 positions the expansion will bring to the city will be filled by employees transferring from Minneapolis. Still, city officials say that can only help Brooklyn Park's economy.
There's going to be 6,000 more people coming to our city every day, shopping in our city, doing business in our city, supporting restaurants and retail in the city. So we think that's very, very important, and in fact was one of our primary strategies for actually trying to attract an office campus in that location.
Our goal for the city is to lead the metro in job creation this entire decade.
Mayor Jeff Lundy said Target's presence in Brooklyn Park has drawn other companies, some larger than Target, to consider locating here.
And when you start to talk about 5, 6, 7,000 jobs at Target with more coming, and you're talking about other companies moving the same amount, those will create other businesses, that will create entrepreneurial opportunities.
The bottom line is the Northwest Community Collaborative wants something from Target, be it jobs for residents, job training partnerships, or housing. The group is holding a public listening session on the 26th at Northview Junior High School to figure out what residents need most. And Mike and Alex, they hope to then sit down with Target and city officials to explore ways that the company can meet those public's needs.
They want an ongoing conversation.
Right.
Thanks a lot, Renee.
Thanks, Renee. A Robbinsdale man accused of holding police at bay for more than 8 hours before giving himself up was due in court today. Chris Erickson is charged with 2 felonies, second-degree assault and terroristic threats. According to the criminal complaint, Erickson pushed his roommate down a flight of stairs and then pointed a gun at her head. The woman was able to escape. After Erickson was arrested, police executed a search warrant at his residence. The complaint says officers recovered 21 firearms and a large quantity of ammunition.
Plymouth officials are on a full court press to get a permanent fix to relieve congestion along a section of Interstate 494. Local officials say the daily backups aren't just a headache, but they're dangerous and bad for business. MnDOT has proposed a $47 million temporary fix that would move traffic to the shoulder during rush hour. But at a Capitol hearing on Wednesday, local officials say it may be a better use of state dollars to add a permanent third lane now and fix it right the first time.
It is to have a strong multimodal.
Because these dollars are so scarce and they're very precious, we want to do this right the first time and not just have maybe a 15-year fix until MnPass comes along or until another solution is created. We want to make sure this is a permanent fix like the rest of the corridor enjoys.
Committee members say it is a worthy project, but they predict MnDOT's response will be that they just need more money. The project may be included in a larger transportation finance bill.
Brooklyn Center got a healthy dose of good news from a community survey that shows less concern about crime and increases in the quality of living. The survey found that 85% say their quality of life is either excellent or good. That's a 20-point increase over 2008, and among the biggest increases the researchers have seen. As far as the most serious issue, 32% said crime. Well, that's a lower number than 4 years ago when 40% said crime was the most serious issue.
The mayor, council, and our staff have worked extraordinarily hard to turn things around, and this indicates that we're getting a lot of positive feedback and support from our residents.
When it comes to redevelopment, the survey also found support for using financial incentives to attract businesses. Move over roses and chocolate. There's a new way to woo your sweetheart for Valentine's Day.
And that's right. New cupcake shop Nadia Cakes in Maple Grove has been baking and decorating for days to meet the Valentine rush. Reporter Shannon Slatton takes us there.
We're pretty ready today to just be crazy.
I wasn't expecting there to be so many people here.
We get really busy.
Four cheesecake.
If good things come to those who wait.
Doherty, right?
I love this place.
There's no complaints here.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
No problem. Take care.
For having to stand in line.
Of course, it's Valentine's Day, and she loves this place, so had to stop by and pick up our cupcakes.
Whether it's something sweet for a special someone.
She loves the red velvet, so she knows.
A toddler's tasty treat.
We wanted to come here and celebrate together. That is it.
Or really any romantic reason.
I got engaged last night.
In Maple Grove, cupcakes speak the language of love.
It's a little bit like giving flowers and chocolate in the same gift. You know, you can eat it, it looks beautiful, it's sweet. They're very popular.
Nadia Cakes is hopping.
We definitely try and keep up with the demand because we do know today's going to be a very busy day.
In fact, they've been planning for Valentine's Day since November.
We might sell 10,000 of just one flavor today. So we have to have 10,000 decorations for that particular cupcake.
So the kitchen is swirling out cupcakes.
It's a 24-hour job right now.
Like chocolate-covered strawberry and Be My Lemontine.
On Valentine's Day, it's all hands on deck.
Thousands of cupcakes will be sold today.
This is my favorite holiday. I go all in on this holiday.
The crew doesn't seem to mind the rush.
You want me to put handles on them and stuff?
Hoping
right,
each creamy creation
Happy Valentine's Day
targets the taste buds.
Oh, here we go.
And the heart.
I love the cupcakes. They're so fun and they're so good, and it's just a good way to spend Valentine's Day.
In Maple Grove, Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
We were going to have some of those on the table here, but they didn't make it till this time.
And not that you need an excuse for a cupcake, right? Coming up, a Maple Grove student who deserves a special ribbon for one impressive ribbon project.
Plus, see how Cupid called on this Valentine's Day for a couple from Crystal. And later in sports, highlights from the Section 5 2A gymnastics meet as local athletes aim for spots at state.
But first, it's a look at your AccuWeather forecast.
There are more than 200 different types of cancer that affect the human body.
Maple Grove High School student Sarah Jackson is doing her best to increase awareness about that. Sarah took on quite the project. She spent 4 weeks making ribbons that represent different forms of cancer. She was able to get a little help from her friends, and soon the ribbons started adding up. Sarah says she ended up with more than 13,000 ribbons. She has 18 colors representing everything from breast cancer to sarcoma to pancreatic and uterine cancers.
We had big spools of ribbon. Each one was about the length of a football field, got about 20 of them. Cut them into little segments 5 inches long and then pinned them into the ribbon that you'd see for cancer.
The ribbons will be distributed to various dance studios across the Twin Cities for an event on February 23rd called Dancing to Make a Difference. The event raises money for the Randy Shaver Cancer Research and Community Fund. Well, chocolate, flowers, and romantic dinners, those are just some of the things associated with Valentine's Day.
But for 17 local couples, it's a day that will hold much greater meaning. Delane Cleveland joins us now to explain why. Delane?
Mike and Alex, those 17 couples decided that today would be the perfect day to get married. And what better way to make a lifelong commitment than a really inexpensive way to tie the knot?
To love and to cherish.
To love and to cherish.
Till death do us part.
Till death do us part.
Milton and Roberta Brandt of Crystal were one of the couples who exchanged vows today at the Hennepin County Government Center, and love was certainly in the air as a large crowd of family, friends, and curious onlookers gathered for the massive wedding ceremony during the lunch hour. 10 judges performed the marriage ceremonies in 15-minute increments for a group that included first responders, military members, and civilian couples. This is the first time that Hennepin County has done such an event on Valentine's Day, and best of all, it came at no charge for the couples.
Like when we applied for the license, we were going to set a date, but when they told us that we could come down here for free, we said, sure, great, perfect.
The county also gave each of the couples dollar coins so they could make a wish and throw them into the fountain at the Hennepin County Government Center. The county will then donate all of the money thrown into the fountain to the North Minneapolis Meals on Wheels program. Mike and Alex?
All right, thank you. Fun idea.
Yeah, and an easy anniversary date to remember, let's hope.
And a built-in crowd to watch your ceremony.
That's right. Yeah. Still ahead, a Brooklyn Center student who you could say has the right psyche for success.
But first in sports, the top 2 girls hockey teams in the state will meet in a section final on Friday night. John Jacobson has the details when we come back. John Jacobson with Sports Now, and a hockey game that was really closer than the score indicated at the end of the game.
Yeah, final little misleading in this one. Pretty good hockey, but the better team, the team that's been one of the best in the state, ends up on top at the end. The Benilde St. Margaret's girls hockey team has spent much of the season as the top-ranked team in Class 2A. Wednesday night in the Section 6AA semifinals, they met an Armstrong-Cooper team coming off an upset of Hopkins in the quarterfinals. The AC comes out strong in this one. Emma Terrace from behind the net passes out front to Marissa Odell, who pops the puck in. Armstrong-Cooper leads 1-0, just 2:46 into the game, much to the delight of their fans. 5 minutes later, the Red Knights on the power play. Kelly Panic waits, then picks the far corner with a shot and goal. Her 28th of the season, and it's 1-1. Still in the first, Panic to Brittany Wheeler, whose shot is stopped, but Kaylee Druck bangs home the rebound. 2-1 Red Knights after 1. Second period, Panic with the shot. Number 9, Caitlin Riley slides the rebound under Alexi Ripper for a goal, and Benilde is up 3-1. They pick up another goal in the final 30 seconds of the period. Panic off the pass from Brittany Wheeler scores. BSM adds 3 goals in the third period. They skate to a 7-1 win. Red Knights recover nicely after a slow start.
Definitely a wake-up call, but I think it was good. And I mean, we learned our lesson now, and it's better to learn it now than in the section finals against Tonka, who can capitalize on the little mistakes. So.
Minnetonka won the other semifinal 5-1 over Buffalo. So now the Red Knights face the Skippers in the 6AA final Friday night at 7:30 at Parade Ice Garden. Spots in the state gymnastics meet were on the line for some local squads Wednesday in Brooklyn Park. Park Center, the site for the Section 5AA meet, which included Park Center, Osseo, Maple Grove, and Champlin Park. This is Park Center's Caitlin Sturdy on the beam. She's the Pirates' top scorer on the event with a 7.375 and leads them in the all-around. Maple Grove's Rachel Bailey in action on the vault. She scores an 8.8 on this vault, plays 11th for the Crimson. Osseo's Amanda Gullard competing on the floor exercise. She leads the Orioles with an 8.05. Gullard places 12th in the all-around at 33.175. Champlin Park hoping to get a state entrant or 2 on beam. Freshman Taylor Gakeen comes through with an impressive 9.4 score to tie for 3rd place and advance to state. And her mom, former Armstrong-Cooper coach Raquel, likes that. Gakeen also had a solid floor routine with a 9.35 score to place 6th. She is 9th in the all-round, best among local gymnasts. And as expected, top-ranked Roseville dominates the meet. The Raiders win the team title and claim nearly all of the individual places as well. Here are the final team scores. Roseville with a score of 150.95 advances to state. Mounds View is a distant second with Champlin Park 3rd. Maple Grove places 4th and Park Center is 5th. Osseo finishes 7th. The state meet is next weekend at the U of M. Time again for our weekly Channel 12 ice fishing tip. Here's Tackle Terry Tuma.
Let's talk again about placing minnows on your jigs. First of all, we want to, and the easiest way to do this, you see so many times people struggle, is first of all, is put the minnow on your jig or vertical jigging spoon, doesn't really matter, and then you want to pinch it off. Now, you can pinch it off just as such, and the reason we want to do this is we're going to have sort of the skin flapping, so that becomes a flash or an attractor, and then we have the natural scent that's going to be flowing from that minnow body itself. Can I use the minnows? Should I use the minnow tails? Yes, give it a try, especially for big perch. It can work extremely well. Now, also too is, you know, the distance we place that minnow head or where that hook exists. Now, for instance, this is going to be more of a shorter profile, if you will, and then if you want to make it a longer profile, you want to take that minnow and the hook and place that hook right at the edge of the head itself or through the lips like sometimes we do in the summertime. And so you got a larger profile, a smaller profile, depending on the mood of the fish, and that's going to help you catch not only walleyes but also jumbo perch. Give it a try. I think you'll be very impressed with the success. And make sure you take a kid ice fishing.
Thanks, Terry, and congratulations to the Whiteheaders girls Nordic ski team. They win state today, along with Jacob Ellingson of Hopkins wins the individual boys title, and we'll have highlights of that coming up Friday, starting at 4 and 12 News.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Up next, a standout student with an impressive philosophy on life.
We're off to Brooklyn Center High School to meet him when we come back. And finally, this week's standout student is inquisitive, studious, and thoughtful.
The senior Ka Gwanu is also a leader at Brooklyn Center High School.
This is my question. How has social networking changed your habits, the way you communicate with others, and your perception of the world?
It's fitting we find senior Ka Gwanu leading a discussion at Brooklyn Center High School.
So it's like creeped up into like your schoolwork.
This 17-year-old is a leader with a bigger picture view beyond high school.
She's well respected amongst her peers. She's not a forceful kind of leader. She's quiet. She leads by example.
There's a whole outside world there that it's not just grade centered. It's participation and meeting people from different backgrounds and being around them and just understanding how everything works outside these four walls.
She lives out that philosophy with service and involvement in the business club DECA, in theater, as a teen assistant at the Brookdale Library, and as a member of the Brooklyn's Youth Council, planning positive events for area teens.
A lot of the times teens feel like they don't have a voice to their community leaders and adults around them. And because we're a teen council, it shows that we can achieve anything like we want to set our minds to.
She's an active listener. You can tell that she's engaged. You can tell that it's always ticking up there.
With just a few months to go before graduation, this standout student is thinking about majoring in psychology. Her teachers have no doubt she'll do well. And for Ka, she's content knowing she can lead her life in the direction she wants.
I don't really try to meet anybody else's standards, so if I'm happy and satisfied with what I achieved, then that's what's important to me.
And Ka will head to college in the fall. She's currently trying to decide between St. Benedict's or UMD. And that's all the news for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks again for joining us. Community Corner is coming up next. We'll see you back here tomorrow.